Alright guys, Simon here, we're playing Mass Effect 3 and wow, Rex. Hey, what's up buddy? And we're halfway through the Citadel DLC, a not very serious DLC, so we just found out that we're being attacked by my evil clone. And we're chasing her through the Citadel archives apparently. So it's a bit more run and gun, so nothing too innovative or amazing for this part. Mostly just walk and shoot and look at things. It's pretty much same as the rest of the game. So there's a few interesting things that they introduce, with this DLC, but also a lot of other things that are not quite as impressive. So there's a lot of computers in here, also lag. A lot of computers in here. What's that? So, loot and more loot. That's good. I mean, all the computers in the galaxy look the same.
Big place.
Yeah.
I'm curious what your clone is looking for in here. Shepard.
At this point, anything's possible.
Such as discovering you have a clone.
I don't want to talk about it.
Right. At least not until we have a couple of drinks in us.
Yeah, so all the computers look the same, but I don't think that's a problem, because in terms of technology, that's not surprising. I do have a problem with all the architecture looking the same, because architecture is an artifact of culture. And with culture, you want to differentiate. Although, having said that...
Are we gonna find anything in this place?
Glyph,
Yes, Commander.
track the target. Give me updates on its location.
What is the nature of the target?
She looks like me.
Then I have found the target.
No, Glyph, it's another me. Now get going.
At once, Commander.
Having said that, I mean, a lot of modern architecture looks the same all around the world, so maybe my complaints have been completely unfounded. I mean, like Hong Kong, Beijing, New York, London, they are quite similar. Although there's a lot of, variety in the buildings within the cities. If you compare the skyline of one city with another, there's not that much difference between them. Yeah, maybe I was wrong to criticize that quite so much. Because I mean, there's different cultures in different countries on Earth, but the architecture there's not that much variety. Because the technology converged. Although having said that, I did say earlier that different material limits. Oh hey. What do you do? Lift grenades. Actually, let's just try inferno grenades. Did I click that? Wow, explosions. I mean, things like the gravity, the local climate conditions, the availability of resources.
Jump onto that platform and we can lower you from here.
I mean, those sorts of things usually determine differences in architecture, as well as, I guess, culture and beliefs and things like that. But these days, with the fact that materials are materials are transported around the world.
Now if you get into the vault, we can move you across.
Yes, the way resources and materials are transported around the world quite easily. Like, those resource limitations aren't a big deal anymore. It's not like it's not like you're gonna run out of concrete in one part of the world. You're gonna run out of steel in one part of the world. Oh wait, there's the gun.
Accessing vault T91.
Check this out. Says this gun was part of the first contact war.
I
2157.
I'm using this. So anyway, I'm kind of losing track. So this thing, M7 Lancer, is a rare collector's item that was introduced shortly after the First Contact War. The Lancer has been refurbished by an unknown master weaponsmith and now uses the high velocity rounds of today's weaponry. It does not need heat sinks, instead utilizing weapon heat generation from an earlier era. Few of these finely crafted weapons are in existence. So you don't need ammo for this thing. It's got one of the old heat sinks from the first game. Look at that though, the capacity, the fire rate is also pretty good. Look at the damage. Damage is technically double that of this laser beam. Accuracy not quite as good, but that's not a problem. So if we take this, so check the damage there, right? And compare that with, you know, even this thing, the Revenant, it's more accurate and does more damage than the Revenant. That's amazing. So it does as much damage as one of these burst fire rifles. Or even, you know, the Mattock. It does as much damage as the Mattock. More damage definitely than the old burst fire weapons. So it does more damage, doesn't need ammo. And it's fairly good. Surprisingly, this is, I think, the best weapon in the game. Not sure if I should give it to... Let's give it to Ashley as well. So this thing...
Humans fighting Turians. My grandfather was part of the war.
Data uploaded to research alcove.
Commander, the other U is searching for something 200 meters ahead.
Alright.
Fighting your own clone is pretty crazy, even by our standards.
But useful. If there is a task you don't wish to do, Commander, let them handle it.
So, like a personal butler?
I don't want to talk about it.
Right. So let your clone do it.
So these guys are still making jokes. Yeah, although having said that, you know, within each human city... Actually, I'm kind of jumping around, aren't I? Within each human city, there's more than just white concrete. I mean, there are glass buildings and glass of different colors. There's more than one color, and there's more than one shape. Which is more than we can say for the cities we've seen so far in the Mass Effect series. So there's some variety, although overall, yeah, all cities are fairly similar. I do have to concede that. Although I guess there are some differences, especially in the more historic areas. And
Tiger Squad, I need more time to reach the vault. Keep Shepard off my back or I'll have your head. The other Shepard sounds like a real asshole. I'd quit if she was my commander.
look at this thing. Look how good it is. Where are the enemies? Over there, I think. Yeah, and these days,
We're over here, Commander. We'll attack from this side.
I guess it's quite difficult for cities to differentiate themselves because architects kind of work internationally, and so, you know, it's not like you can force architects to build a particular style. Although if you look in China,
Maybe we can skirt around them on the tubes.
a lot of the
You're going.
a lot of new towns in China have themes, which is a bit tacky.
Moving ahead. Catch you on the other side.
But at the same time, like, a lot of new Chinese cities want to differentiate themselves, so they do things like a Europe town or Holland town or a Japan town or something like that, and they just kind of copy the style of older historic cities from other parts of the world, which, you know, as I say, is kind of tacky, kind of weird. Those are grenades, but at the same time, kind of interesting. I mean, it's not very original to copy, you know, other cities. But they stick to a particular style, or stick to a particular theme, in order to try to differentiate themselves from other Chinese cities. And I mean, that motivation I think is interesting, more so than the results, which is basically just copying cities from other parts of the world.
I need more time.
Actually, I should just pay attention to this game, shouldn't I, instead of talking about architecture.
Hold them off much longer.
Alright, let's go back to this. Yeah, so this rifle is basically really powerful. And this is really good. Where are those grenades all down there? Where are the enemies? Up there? Alright, let's go up.
Go! I'll cover you!
Alright, action sequence.
Hey, we're on a ladder here, jerks!
Dramatic
This is Shepard!
action
We need-
sequence.
That's why I love hanging out with you guys. Why shoot something once when you can shoot it 46 more times?
The other me can't be far. Keep up the pressure and we'll try to surround her. Let's move.
So this DLC is basically getting sillier and sillier. But that's okay. That's okay, we don't mind. Or we're not gonna complain about it because this is what it's meant to be. I don't understand why Ash is wearing a mask. I don't know if that's a mistake or not. But yeah, but the point of this thing is to be silly.
Year 2157 CE. First contact war. Turian interrogation. Vault T91.
Sir, we captured this human in the occupation of Shang-Chi.
A human. You're the first I've met.
And you're the first bird I've met. He was armed with this weapon, sir.
How primitive. Your kind expects to win a war with this.
A bullet is a bullet.
You have so much to learn. And when we conquer your Earth, I look forward to teaching you.
Yo, trash talking. Is there loot in here? This hologram projector is pretty cool. So this is the archives. The first contact war. A terrible misunderstanding. Although the Turians were quite eager to get into a war, which is probably not a good thing for them. Although to be honest, humans are also quite eager to get into wars.
Think about all the history stored in this place. Must stretch back thousands of years.
I just wonder what the other me is looking for in here.
Are they enemies? They're right. Hey bro. It still hits you in cover. Well, I guess he found that out. Are there more guys? Is Rex killing them all? Okay, never mind. Let's go back and look at these things. Actually, no, yeah, let's go back.
Year 700 CE. Krogan rebellions. Attack on Council. Vault K306. This is the only visual record of Krogan Overlord Kardec's attack on the Council. Audio follows.
I've heard enough. If the Krogan hadn't taken on the Rachni, you would all be at their mercy. You won't give us what we deserve, and so you force us to take it. We will never leave the planet of Lucia, no matter how much the Asari cry.
Ambassador Krennic, you only weaken your case with this show of violence.
Wrong, Solarian. Now our case is finally strong. Negotiations are over.
Get punched, fool. Well, I guess I understand why the Solarians don't like the Krogans, given that the Solarians is getting punched by the Krogan right there. Right there. That makes sense, I guess. Alright, I think there's still more enemies out there. I can't quick save. Let me just see if there's any loot over here though.
Malfunction detected. Please contact maintenance.
Malfunction detected.
Malfunction detected. Please
Alright.
contact maintenance.
Alright.
Malfunction.
I mean, I don't know if architects work across cultures.
This is Hammerhead. Enemy contact.
In this game.
Someone can try.
Don't try to kill the Krogan. You're not gonna succeed. Where are the enemies? Oh, there? There? There, alright. I don't know where they are. Oh, there's a guy back there. Somewhere. Something like that. Alright, that one's dead. There's something behind there. Did nobody tell you about cover and how it doesn't work? Rex is just running around killing things. Alright, I'm sure there's loot around here. Let me just check these tables. Whoa, whoa, hey, whoa, stop. No, stop. Okay, go. Good. Are there more? No, I don't think so. Yeah, do architects work between cultures?
Almost doesn't seem fair. Maybe I should miss every other shot. I'm not even a field agent.
Grenades.
Follow Shepard's lead. Let the rest of us do the heavy lifting.
Oh, that's my guys.
You think all you comedians should start hitting something?
Like, you know, do Asari
Maybe
architects?
not all. Or, I mean, the rest of you did.
Or the Krogan did.
Hammerhead and Mako keep pushing ahead.
On it.
Do Asari architects build Solarian buildings? You know, do Turian architects build human buildings? I mean, if they do, then it would make sense that all the cities look the same. I don't think they do, though. Do they? Although, you know, back on Ilium, there were, you know, Solarian workers working on that construction site. That was, what was her name? Forgot her name. You know, when we found Thane? Like, they have workers from different cultures building their buildings. So maybe they do. Maybe that explains why all the architecture looks the same. Although when you go to the planet's homeworlds, you only see their own race. You don't see like all sorts of other people there. And Ilium is different. Oh, I should pay attention to this.